What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Peach Basement Show. Penny joins us, Ramon's back, and we got a couple of cool questions from the fans. We got a couple cool compliments from the fans. That's always cool, always good. And we had a pretty good week worth of books. I had a lot of fun reading.
A lot of fucking books.
There was a lot of books, man, and you especially. I mean, I think you knock over the bodega down the street every fucking other week just to pay for your shit.
It's true.
The good captain, Sweatpants, hit us up. Wants to say, do you guys find it becomes harder to fairly critique single-issue comics? Yes.
Yes.
Just because sometimes shit is not a good jump-on point, or even if it is, or they boast that it is, it still references things that happened previously, and you sit there like, huh? And, we try to rate and review as many books as you fans recommend, and sometimes we're really just lost. Like,
sometimes one issue just sucks fucking badly.
Yeah.
And then it just picks up later on.
Which brings it to his next point. The captain goes on to say, there have been so many false starts with Marvel now, it's silly. There's so many books that jump over the hump and wind up amazing, but it takes a while. I tend to dismiss books that seem destined to fail and have wound up missing out on some great stories. Cable and X-Force is a good example of this, as I think it's finally finding its feet now with issue 5, and I'm glad my investment paid off.
It is this week's.
I'm not reading it, so what's up? Yeah.
Well, at first it was really cheesy and stupid. Like, what the fuck? I mean, just...
It looked cheesy. I mean, the whole
visions and
lineup of... the police lineup was the cover. It wasn't enough. It wasn't dynamic enough to get me into the book, and I liked Remender's X-Force.
It's changing again. It's Boom Boom just showed up this week.
I like.
No comment then.
She's not using Boom Boom though. She has a different name now, right?
Boomer or whatever the fuck. She's boomish.
Assassin?
Well, anyway, she's in a bikini. She's helping. She's breaking into the raft.
Good way to break
and it's cool. I mean, Colossus is still locked up.
Because that's what you need when you're fighting supervillains, is your fucking tits bouncing around in a fucking bikini.
Distraction.
Well, I guess so.
You won't see the bomb coming.
You just watch the bombs while you're coming.
I like that shit. That's a good one. It's good. It's finally moving along somewhere. Last issue was really great. They all had a day off. Colossus fucked Domino.
All right.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Was he metal when he did?
No.
Oh.
Sick bastard.
I'm just saying, it probably helps.
She gets around.
You don't even need Viagra.
She had Wolverine, too. She's like,
remember
there's a lot of horrors in comic books.
There was Saxon Violence. That was awesome. So fucking good, man. That was 3 issues. If you guys haven't read this, the artwork was amazing, and it was just violent as shit. The story was great. Everything about all 3 of these books was off the hook.
Yeah, it was.
Get them.
Good shit.
I don't know if it's available in trade, but what could it fucking be on eBay? But it's going to run you the same price as a trade anyway. Pick up these 3 issues. Go get them. Just search Sex and Violence, Wolverine, fucking 1 and 3. Just pop that shit in your eBay search bar and look for it.
It's X-Force, Sex and Violence. Don't just type in Sex and Violence.
Wolverine.
Because you're going to get a bunch of shit out there.
Put in sex and violence. You're going to get a porno.
Not even going to do that, because with sex, let's say you type sex and
Snuff
violence.
films and stuff.
What if the book itself, instead of having the word end, has an ampersand?
That's true.
So now I'll just write sex, violence. I'll leave out end because that's just an article. Nobody cares about it. Sex, violence, Wolverine, and then I'll come up with the books. You're looking for G.I. Joe, which will bring us to our first book. G.I. Joe number 2 come out. If you're ever looking for G.I. Joe on eBay...
Fucking dots, periods.
Seriously. That shit will get in the fucking way.
Yeah, it would.
See, I'm a smart eBayer. I put in both. I'll search all different things and make sure I find everything I'm looking for.
That takes a long time.
Yeah.
Joe. There's always a space.
Joe?
Joe.
Fucking Joe? How much shit's gonna fucking show up for Joe?
You may get a lot. You'll get some Joe Palooka books from the Golden Age. You'll get a lot of shit. But you can then sort it, and people are usually good with the categories. I find that if you're looking for some modern age books, people usually know that it's a modern age book and not put it in Silver or Golden Age. If you're looking for some Golden Age shit, you will want to check Silver Age as well, because some people do not know where the differentiation lies. All right, here you go. A little Peach Basement contest. We'll send you a quick comic book. Nothing too major, but if you want some free shit from us, hit us up with this answer. What book signified the Silver Age of comic books? What book is regarded as the very first Silver Age comic book?
Ooh.
Send your answers to questions@peachbasement.com and title that shit Silver Age.
I'm pretty sure Sweatpants would know this.
Sweatpants better know this. So yeah, if you want a free comic book from us, hit us up. You guys know how to get in touch with us. It's obviously questions@peachbasement.com, facebook.com/peachbasement, and hit us up on Twitter. Follow us for up-to-the-minute comic reviews. Before I get to G.I. Joe, let's go through a couple of more fan stuff. Barack Goldman hit us up and thanked us for answering his question from last week about the Mr. Sinister books. It was also a comment on Facebook that answered a couple more.
Yes.
So guys,
Which I didn't agree
seriously,
with,
there is a lot of activity going on our Facebook. Definitely get on there and friend us, like the page, and it is the best way to keep in touch with us because we are commenting on there constantly. Penny has organized our whole shit and put up so many different new folders and puts up new pictures every day. And hey, you know what? That is your life, and that's cool.
I love Pete's Basement, and I will be on the
The Mortal Kombat pizza pick was great. Tell you right now. Barack also went on to say, what do you think about the comic animation from Marvel and DC? And what do you think of a third-party comic like IDW or Image did their own animation?
Image didn't.
Dark Horse did with the 2 Hellboy books.
The Hellboys, they were out there.
Those were great.
They were great. There was a Dark Horse, no, not Dark Horse, Lady Death one. Oh my God, it was bad.
That was an anime.
It was
bad.
It
horrendous.
was, yeah.
I saw that.
There was the Witchblade.
I heard there was a Witchblade.
The Witchblade was an anime. That had nothing to do with nothing.
There was
Just the
another one
title,
I heard,
Witchblade.
like
Was there?
more cartoony, like the Lady Death one, but I didn't see it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
Marvel and DC's animation are great. DC especially. Marvel
DC
is good.
Awesome at the movies.
Yeah, Marvel's
canceling
good.
their fucking
DC
series.
is in the fucking stratosphere. Where Marvel is with their live action movies, I think DC is with their
Exactly it.
animated movies.
I love all their DVDs. Well, why did they cancel the DC showcase? That shit was so good.
Which one?
The DC showcases. It would be like 15-minute cartoons.
Yeah, with
Like,
every
they did
DVD
Spectre
comes a
one.
little mini cartoon.
Oh, yeah.
Those were so good.
Oh, I didn't know they stopped doing that.
They can stop Catwoman.
I
was
actually
the
have
last
not
one.
seen, and I've seen all of them. I make sure to watch all of them. I haven't seen either one of the Batman Dark Knights yet. But I planned on waiting for both of them to come out, and I just wanted to watch them together, like just marathon the shit for like 6 hours.
Oh yeah, 6 hours. Yeah.
But what was your favorite animation, guys, out there? Hit us up. Go on Facebook and type in that comment. Hit us up at questions, just out of curiosity. What was your favorite DC and what was your favorite Marvel animation?
Movie.
Animated movie, yeah.
Movie,
Animated
yes.
movie.
There's so many. I really liked the Green Lantern Final Frontier movie.
Okay.
I liked that one. That was pretty good. And I like the DC showcases. Like
They messed with a little bit of the origin on that
Oh,
one.
okay. The Red Hood one. Batman Red Hood.
That was
Okay,
good too.
that was good.
That was
good.
freaking awesome.
That was, yeah.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman?
Wonder
was
Woman.
good too.
You know what? Because we expected it to be shit.
Yeah. And that turned out to be one of the most violent and not for kids cartoons I ever seen.
Yeah.
There was heads getting cut off, there was tit jokes, there was everything you could possibly ask for.
Gotta love tit jokes.
And it was done in like the Bruce Timm style animation. How do you beat that?
And tit jokes.
And tit jokes. You can't beat
jokes.
it. Andelvar hit us up and said, don't worry about getting your CGC book signed because the CGC does not do every convention.
Understandable.
Andelvar, I apologize, I misspoke, but as far as I was ever concerned, and I don't really get out of New York or New Jersey or Philadelphia, so they've been to all of those that I know. They've been to the Philly Con, they go to
Major cities.
New York Comic Con, they even go to the Mike Carbo Con, which is coming up soon in April. Guys, hit us up again, let us know if you're going to that, because
Radimus,
we
I
will
think,
be
is
there.
going.
Radimus is going.
We are?
I'm going. I'm going just to submit some shit to the CGC, because again, they are always there.
When is this?
It's like mid-April.
Where?
It's April 14th.
It's at the Penn Pavilion across the street from Madison Square Garden.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Isn't it usually a small, dingy little
It's a
thing?
small convention, but you can get a lot of good deals there. If you're going to just enjoy yourself at a convention, like we rarely get to do at New York Comic Con, because
Yes.
we're doing, fucking meeting people, doing interviews and shit like that.
Getting drunk.
Well, I was really hammered.
Yeah, you were.
They added more guests too. We have
They
the
do.
event.
George Perez is going, and Chris Claremont.
Ooh.
So
And Dante from Clerks.
that's right. Yes. O'Hallahan, Chris.
Yes.
Halloran,
Chris
some
Why can't I- I'm
Irish
so
name
sorry
that I
for
can't
that.
pronounce right now.
I think it's Hallahan.
But yeah, definitely. And guys, if you are interested in the CGC SIG series, there are people out there, there are straight up hustlers who will just take your books and go get them signed for you.
Hustlers in a good sense.
Hustlers in a good sense. I've dealt with these people, they're good folks. The two that I've dealt with the most have been Desert Wind Comics. You can find them at desertwindcomics.com. Chandler and his wife Sharon Rice, they're good people. You can send them their books. You'll get a receipt and everything. They are trustworthy people. Or my other buddy Rich Hen, who I hooked up with. He goes to a lot of the big conventions. He's a good dude. If you want to get in touch with him for the SIG series, just hit me up, and I will turn you over to Rich. He is one of the most trustworthy and most hardworking people I've ever encountered. He's a great guy, and he will help you to hook you up.
Where did you pick up that Frazetta signed SIG stuff?
Through Rich Hen, actually. Was through him I met Steve Barak, who was one of the founders of the CGC and helped to design the grading system, and now he is the president of HeritageAuctions.com. I got that book from him.
That's a sexy
We
book.
actually did an interview with Steve at the New York Comic Con when in front of the Heritage Auction spot. These guys are like just fucking straight up $50,000 books and up. It's crazy. The shit that they had in front of you, man, you could fucking retire on. It's great. And he was a cool dude. That was actually the first time I'd met him in person. I talked to him on the phone. He lives, he travels a lot, obviously, with the business and everything. But he's a paisan. He was from Long Island. So he was, he was really cool with the show from the start. And when I talked to him, he was actually on his way to pick up a Picasso to auction off on site. So that should give you some kind of idea of the level of work that you're dealing with at Heritage Auctions. Good site if you could afford it. I just like to browse. What else we got? Oh, Fat Stack of Comics hit us up on YouTube, commented, "Yo, Joe." Simple as that. So thanks for being a Joe fan.
Fuck.
Yo, man, I got you into it.
Yeah,
What
you
now?
did, you did, you fucking bastard.
Caged Turkey and Drumology 4 both commented. Caged said burp, and Drumology said, "Hey, it's Pete's burp show." In regards to last week's episode, was I
Yes.
pulling a you a lot?
You were, yeah.
Hey,
You were in it.
I'm sorry, guys. I was trying to do a good Ramon impression. What can I tell you? Chris Santi hit us up, and thanks for the heads up. He said Deathstroke, Ravages, Team 7, all those other canned books are
20.
killing off at issue 20. Thank you, sir. Oh, Andelvar also said that Neil Adams, you can actually send him your books directly, and he'll sign them and send them back to you.
But you can't
Probably
get
for a
it.
nominal fee.
Yeah, but you can't get that 6 series on that.
No, you cannot. 6 series must be witnessed by the CGC if you're going to do it. All right, let's start off, man. G.I. Joe, issue 2.
That was a surprise.
They are taking fire in a new town that's basically Cobra just took over.
It's totally own it.
If you followed the original Larry Hama series, Cobra took over Springfield, Ohio. Now here is basically the same concept. They've taken over the town, and it's not like they're using mind control or anything. If you look at like the Baroness's speech in the opening, scenes, first of all, she's got Darklon, Firefly, Crocmaster, and the rest of these
like the
worm
fat
drivers. What's that?
The fat Crocs all
Yeah,
stuffed.
they fucking ate people and shit. This is a good scene right here. Dark with the three of them just standing right next to her and all the, the lowly cobras behind her. And she basically said that, your government isn't helping you. Nobody's helping you. We'll help you. Did you guys, I trust you guys have all seen the Cobra, the propaganda video that was on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And it's like, do you have what it takes? We're the new generation. We're Cobra. She was awesome. I shared it like a fucking 100 times on Facebook. But even like, when the dude's fighting with CoverGirl in the middle here, he's like, listen, you probably think I'm a bastard, but I'm doing this for my family.
Yeah.
And then he gets fucking shot up from behind by one of the other Joes, and she's fucking crying while she's doing it. Like, you kind of... IDW is taking a much more serious approach to G.I. Joe.
A realistic
Looking at
approach to it.
So much more modern, yeah. It's so good. I'm glad you like it, because now at least I got somebody else to talk to besides myself, and, we always agree with us. Running right off of there, segue into G.I. Joe Special Missions,
I didn't
issue
think
1.
I was going to like this. I was like, oh, it's another fucking side book, whatever. I liked it.
Their side books connect very well to each other. And there's another, the Cobra Files is coming, like in, I think, a week or two. That's coming out. It's going to be another, like, subterfuge kind of, undercover shit.
This one, though, is jump unfriendly, but it also had, like, Serpentor and shit in it.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you're not familiar with that, first of all, Chuck Dixon is the writer. He was one of the original IDW writers. Serpentor is not the Cobra Emperor as we know him from the cartoon. He is the leader of this Cobra cult called the Coil that worships their god Globulus. We've obviously never seen Globulus, and I don't think we have any plans to see him. I bought this out of Special Missions variant cover.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Yay.
How to do it.
Yes, of course you did.
I know. It is what it is.
I like everybody in the background.
I also read Judge Dredd Year 1. Did you
That
guys
was
check
good.
this out?
I started reading it.
I was hoping it was going to be an origin of Judge Dredd because like I want to get into it, but I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, I thought it would be literally like from day one, the first year, from 0 to like the first year.
Right.
It's after a year technically.
It's
He's already
much
been there.
more kind of a. It's like after he gets out of the academy.
Yeah.
It's like a total Batman year one, except we're not really seeing him fuck up the way we did Batman.
Yeah, because he's already been on the force for a year.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I wanted just.
It's a cool enough story.
Yeah, it was
though.
great. I like it.
But you weren't lost, right?
No.
No, I wasn't lost.
All right.
I'm trying to figure out if they have like a regular side division in Judge Dredd. I don't know. I got the impression that they did. Like this is a regular staple of the normal comics.
In the regular comic book, Judge Dredd
Yeah.
from IDW 2, yeah,
Okay.
sidekicks are just a norm.
Okay. But, you know, I enjoyed it. It wasn't what I expected it to be, and I'm glad that it's going to be kind of a finite issue that I can go into this knowing very little about the character and still be able to enjoy it. So I would definitely recommend this book if you are a Judge Dredd fan or if you know fucking shit about him.
You need to see the movie.
The new one. I know.
It deals with the side division also.
I know. I really do want to see that. Chew, issue 32.
Awesome. Chew is never bad.
I'm so glad you
I
guys
like
got
it.
me into this, man. And we were discussing this before the camera started rolling. One of the best things about...
At worst.
Yeah, it's true. Layman puts so much crazy shit in the backgrounds of the panel. It will take you a good half hour to get through Chew.
There was one I saw. Chris Brown punches Earth. There's this like random stuff like little papers.
all over the place.
There's posters in the background.
Billboards and stuff.
There was some girl, what was it, his daughter, I think, had the posters of like just muscle men with his face like photoshopped on. I don't even think he planned that. I think the artist was just fucking with him.
Yeah. That's awesome. It must be a great work experience.
Seriously, like that's got to be a fun thing to do. Like he's not going to expect this Photoshop. And it's just such a great book, and it's it's finite too. He's got it planned for 60 issues, which is really something to look forward to. It's just don't drag it on more than it needs to be. It never feels like it drags on. It's just always so thoroughly entertaining. And did you see the fucking ad for the Chog, the frickin' the little toy of the chicken frog? I want one so bad.
Frog is in there.
Yeah, they're making one. It's coming out in spring. It's a chicken frog. Remember from the
I don't
earlier
remember
issues?
the ad. Sorry.
How did you pass that up? But it's like my little spooky toy from I Feel Sick by Jhonen Vasquez. It's like it's spooky. The thing what squeaks.
I get you.
All right, it's a frickin'.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Well, I want a frickin'.
I'm sure you're gonna get a couple of them.
I'm going to.
Yes.
Oh, Chew is so fucking good. Let's move on. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issue 20.
I'm glad you put me on to Teenage Mutant
How
Ninja
great is this
Turtles.
book?
It's so cool.
It's not jump on friendly.
It's this particular issue was not jump on friendly. I'm reviewing this because this is the last. This was the big knockdown drag out fight between General Krang. The Turtles were all split up. Donatello was doing his science-y stuff with the Fugitoid, who was not, as near as I can recall, in the cartoon, but he was in the original Layman and Eastwood. Oh God, I misspoke. Eastwood and Laird comics.
Question. Yeah. The Turtles are...
Eastman, thank you, Pete. Pete Hellers, our cheeseburger, our cameraman. I said Eastwood, and I knew if it's. Thank God, because I was gonna get 1,000 fucking letters. Like, you dick, Clint Eastwood's not there. I want to know his name. That was an Eastwood joke, by the way. I want to know his name.
Yeah. Okay. The Rat, Splinter.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that was from Ombre, come on, man.
Yeah.
Stay with it. You don't even like Weston.
Was he human and turned into a rat, or was he from a fucking rat?
In the comics, he was a rat that became humanoid.
And in this still.
Only in the cartoon did they make him a human first.
So he's still...
He's a rat. He's a rat.
Because it doesn't seem that way in the other book.
In what other book? No. Well, the turtles are reincarnated from people from feudal Japan. That's the only
The
thing.
rat too?
The rat too. The rat was literally their father, Hamato Yoshi, and his 4 sons, who obviously were not named after Renaissance artists at the time. They had Japanese names.
Okay. I'm just trying to follow along.
No, that's kind of the one thing that's a lot different than anything else, and there's, it's a lot to kind of take in, and they haven't really touched on it yet, but they're giving you little pieces of it slowly but surely, especially with the origin of the Foot Clan. You're seeing a lot of like demon energy and shit going on, and Oroku Saki's making deals with fucking devils and everything. So that's why he's immortal or something. there's still so much to reveal because the Turtles have such a rich history and so many characters that have yet to be introduced. Like, you're just sitting there with bated breath the whole time. Like, I'm loving this series. You have no idea.
I see that.
This is so good. And I'm glad you guys are on it now, too. Issue 21 will definitely be jump on friendly. I definitely suggest you guys go get the trades, or if they come out with a big hardcover of the first 20 issues, whatever you got to do. If you grew up in the fucking 90s, you're going to love this book, man. It's so good. Before we get to the big two, last one, The Hollows by Sam Keith. I love Sam Keith's artwork. I will follow it anywhere. The guy is just nuts. His work is so sketchy, and like it looks like watercolors but paint as well. And he puts like little signs on the side, like look crazy people, like with an arrow and shit. Yeah, he's very good for doing shit like that. And it's just a crazy ass story of like some futuristic shit where people are living in cloud cities in the trees, and then there's the underground people who never quite were good enough to get to the cloud cities, and it's the bullshit that they got to deal with.
And it was 4 issues. I'm glad he didn't. He could have.
He could have
easily stretched it out, but he didn't, and it was such a weird ending.
Very strange. Now, no spoilers on this one, guys. Get yourself The Hollows. It's only 4 issues. It'll be out in trade soon enough. There's another Sam Keith book that I want to get. It's called Ojo.
I feel left
Bacon.
out.
Well done.
Damn, I don't have one. Nah.
Ojo is another cool book. I only got issue
Ojo?
1 of that. It's called Ojo. It's about this little girl that finds a little slime monster, and then its mother comes looking for it.
That sounds cool.
When did that come out?
This is years ago. I don't know. Well, back to The Hollows. Basically, the Hollows are these creatures, these like irradiated creatures that existed after the end of the world that suck out your soul. And these people who are living underground, like below the sky trees, have to run from the Hollows every time. They got to go scrounging for food. And now the whole concept of the people in the sky and the people on Earth it's been done before. It's been done in Wall-E. It's been done in there's been done in other animes that I can't even think of right now.
Judge Dredd, the mega cities and the people living in the wastelands.
Right,
There's
another good one. The Dark Tower has done it with people in Endworld and as people in Gilead.
It's all you.
Bioshock Infinite comes out soon. They got that city in the sky, like with the air blimps holding it up and everything.
Was it Howl's Moving Castle, or there was maybe Kiki's Delivery Service? Some shit had fucking major cities in the sky, and then there's I mean, it's been done as far back as fucking H.G. Wells and The Time Machine. You know, it's like the Morlocks and the whatever the elite dudes were called. I don't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, whatever. This concept has been done, but seeing Sam Keith do it is it's good, man.
It is good.
It's a crazy ass story. Let's move on to the big two. Let's start off shitty, shall we?
What was shitty?
Wolverine Max number 5. Thank God it's over. It's over. It's so bad.
Poor Wolverine.
Yeah.
The cover was good.
Covers are good. That's it.
It was so the thing that made Punisher Max great, whether Ennis was writing it or one of the dudes that come after him, was that it could have fit anywhere into main Punisher continuity. Could have gone anywhere. Some people will say that that's a different world. The Max realm is different than the regular 616 universe. I choose not to believe that. Because it's only the Punisher, you could stick him in anywhere. Just like Wolverine, you ought to be able to stick a Wolverine story anywhere in continuity. Where the son of a bitch this thing fit in, with his memory still gone, and he's trying to remember if he was working with Sabretooth and blew up a plane, and they just keep going back and forth, and a lot of unnecessary cursing, it seems like.
It's the Max. They're living up to the Max title of it. It's
bullshit.
But
you're not doing it right, man.
I know.
Get Ennis on some shit like this.
Besides that, have you ever read a Max that lives up to it?
Fury Max is great.
Okay, yes, but that's being canceled soon.
I know. It's a shame.
Yes, it is.
It was just boring. Like, this was the last issue you said, right?
No. It's going to 6. This story arc is done.
Thank God.
And I stuck around with this one.
Don't know why.
I'm getting rid of these, and I'm going to pick up issue 6 and hope for something better. And if I don't find it, then I'm done.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that the captain, his words hold true, that some books take a little while to find their feet, because I've been dying for a Wolverine Max book since before we started this fucking crazy show.
After what's the fucking House of M? After House of M, when he got all his memory.
Right.
That was the perfect time to do a Wolverine Max book.
Yeah.
Wolverine with all his fucking memories, with all the crazy shit he's lived through.
and go back and justify everything, go back, revisit it all, and that's how you go back to the memory loss thing in flashbacks.
Yes, but no, now they're fucking with his memory again, and he's in.
It's fucktarded, man. Stupid.
I mean,
Stay the hell away from this first series, this first arc. So bad. Captain Marvel. I read like one issue, is that interval issue.
which was a good issue to jump on. The one where she gets a personal assistant.
Yeah.
She loves her and everything like that. It's a good book.
She was sick the last time I recall.
She was
She's
sick.
Like cancer or some shit?
No, she doesn't, which is good because original Captain Marvel had cancer and he died from that. And that's almost iconic in Marvel.
Right.
So they need to leave it alone, which I'm surprised they haven't fucked it up yet. Give it time. She has some issue with her brain. It is more particularly involving her flight control, so she can't fly. So she's learning how to use one of Captain America's old flying bikes and shit.
So she's Golden Age Superman. She's like jumping and everything?
She did some jumping, which was fucking hilarious.
Really? Because I was kind of being sarcastic
No,
about that.
she tries to do some jumping.
All right.
She obviously has all superpowers, which is really immense. She's a really powerful character. And yeah.
I liked the artist that was doing Captain Marvel back when Moonstone was Captain Marvel. Remember? Like during Norman Osborn's reign of terror?
Yeah.
Tekai, Seki,
I don't know.
Sekai.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was like really like anime style, but the coloring was amazing. She does all the work herself. She was also doing X-23 for a couple of issues that I bounced around on. I can't remember the girl's name. I'm assuming it's a girl. But because that was another thing, like she's a pretty character. Like she should be drawn very well, and I found the artwork in this. I can't get into it.
I'm glad she's not drawn very cheesecake-ish, like Frank Cho or the Dodsons do, or Greg Land. They tend to be too cheesecake, and it takes away from the character. But this is really subpar art, like really bad.
I don't care for it. They need to get somebody better on there.
Yeah.
Let's segue into some more cosmic shit. Nova. I'm really enjoying the shit out of it. I never thought I didn't think I was gonna like this Nova book.
I do, but I have to be Dick and miss Richard Rider.
I understand.
It's like a younger character.
He's a kid. He's a little kid.
He's a fucking kid.
He's like a sixth grader or
something. So
something.
it opens the door to everybody jumping onto this shit now, but...
Now, his father was obviously one of the members of the Nova Corps, and he was...
a special elite force, too.
Yeah, some shit like that.
That's
and he's telling this kid all about his adventures as Nova, and the kid doesn't believe him because his father's a drunk now. Yeah. And then, I don't know, whatever happened in the first one, he got hurt, he woke up in a hospital.
He fell off a skateboard.
That's right. And there's Gamora and Rocket Raccoon standing there, and it's like, well, something happened to your father, here's his helmet, let's go, kid. You got a little bit to train, and then we'll go fight some fucking cosmic baddies. And the kid's like, am I fucking seeing this, or am I hallucinating? I had a concussion.
Yeah.
But when he finally puts the helmet on, it's a great little sequence. He's kind of getting used to the armor and everything, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, I'm floating, I'm flying way too fast. He's crashing through billboards and everything. It was really cool, and it's exactly what a kid would do. Like that splash page where he's like, yes, I can so do this. Like, I don't know, like it screamed little kid with superpowers to me. Like it made me feel like when I was a kid, I always dreamed about having superpowers.
It's a good book.
And he's gonna be going to space and doing all sorts of crazy stuff.
That shit was hilarious when he was like, okay, I'm going very up, very fast, can't control it, moon! He crash lands on the moon and he's like, boot? I looks over and there's the Watcher.
Yeah.
Like we haven't seen, when was the last time we saw the Watcher?
Mm-hmm.
You don't even know.
It involved the Red Hulk, which is bad.
That's right, yeah, that was back before we learned it was Thunderbolt Ross. Yeah. That was horrendous.
Yeah.
I'm down with it.
No, it is a really good book. I'm enjoying it immensely. And Richard Rider's got to be able to come back. Last time we saw him, he was in the Fault. With like Thanos and Black Bolt and...
I don't think he can because he is the Nova.
But
so for him to come back,
he's like the Hal Jordan of...
What would happen to this kid?
Why couldn't we just reform the Nova Corps? I don't understand. He's like a Green Lantern. He's like Marvel's Green Lantern.
Why can't he be a consultant for the Novas? Why can't he be down? He knows shit.
He could be World Mind.
No.
No?
No, I don't see it.
You just want to see him as a Nova.
Wasn't he in the Fault with Star-Lord or something?
I think so. That's the last time I remember Star-Lord. He was in the fucking fall.
Because now Star-Lord's running around with the new Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, he came back and they're showing the origin like shit's all good. Like none of that shit happened in fucking space. I don't understand.
I mean, he had to have somebody to talk to in the Fault. It wasn't going to be Black Bolt.
No.
And obviously it wasn't going to be Thanos.
I don't know. I honestly, I would like Nova, Richard Rider, to come back. They weren't done with him.
I agree.
But now they fucking...
And they got rid of him just when he was really getting awesome, I
Yes.
think. Like, that's when I first started to get into Nova, and that's why I gave this one a shot. And I'm really glad I did, because it's a great book.
Yeah, it is.
Superior Spider-Man, number 6.
I like it.
Yo, Ock is going nuts, man. First of all, the last we saw in issue 5, he shot Massacre in the face.
Yes.
After he's like, I'm afraid. Yeah, good. Boom! And then the Avengers are all talking shit about him. And they're like, all right, we got to bring him in. And Wolverine is basically pulling like, Jesus and the fucking Hua sermon where he's like, let he who is without sin cast the first stone. And he's like, listen, Shield boy, you're a fucking soldier. You was shooting Nazis when the shit was sweet. Thor's got a fucking big-ass billy club hammer he's beating trolls over the head with. We all got blood on our hands, So Spidey's a little off lately, but, Massacre kind of deserved it. And then the thing, when I opened up this issue and like the Screwball and this other idiot Jester, I'm like, we're going to have another fucking stupid YouTube video issue.
I was expecting that.
And this issue couldn't have ended any other way. Like, he beat the snot out of this little cunt and her fucking Jester buddy. And that's when, like, he's just covered in blood. Their lifeless bodies are lying on the ground. They're hospitalized. Or they will be momentarily. And that's when Wolverine's like, all right, we kind of got to bring him in. But you notice, like, they're kind of noticing something's up. Mary Jane noticed. She's like, because this is all being televised on like YouTube and shit. And she's like, that can't possibly be Peter. Something's wrong. And I like what's going on with Ock and the way he's kind of alienating Peter's friends and his family and his colleagues. The thing I'm worried about is that once that's done, once they abandon him, where's the story going? Because I don't see a solution in sight of how to get Peter Parker back into that body.
With the Marvel Universe, there's all these X-Men and all these people who have like psychic powers. They won't know that something's up with this guy.
He's almost gotten psychic scanned a couple of times, and somehow, he's avoided that. Something, I don't know, he gave him some sort of speech about privacy and secret identities or whatever.
There's some people with those powers that don't
Because
give
who the
a crap.
fuck knows if his people know his
What I don't know
identity
is
or whatever?
Peter could just take over his body again. It's his body. He's still in it.
He's still
just not in
trying to figure
control
it
of it. Where the fuck is Otto gonna go?
I hope Otto goes back to the fucking, white lab coat body.
No.
I don't know.
After seeing him do all this shit,
Listen,
he
man,
was such a great fucking villain.
They're bringing the Jackal into this. We're going to probably get an Octavius clone. And I'll accept it.
Well, he's collecting the Sinister Six
Yeah,
in
something.
fucking little jars in some lab
know.
somewhere.
Jackal knows something's wrong.
Yeah.
If anybody's going to figure out who Peter Parker is besides Norman Osborn, who we're still waiting for him to come back, it's going to be the Jackal. Let's move on to DC. Justice League 18. Man, this was like the recruitment issue. There was one really cool panel when Flash was like, yo, let's just bring everybody up here into the satellite. We'll have like a little party and everybody get to know each other. And Batman's like, up here? He's like, yeah, it'll be fun. And then he gives him a dirty look.
The classic Batman look.
Yeah. No.
It was an okay issue. Like it
was good.
I liked how they you bring in different people into it and shit. Like and of like maybe I don't know what they bring up like 9 different people or something like that, and only maybe 3 or 4 of them got selected.
Which is cool because they're all into their own little things.
Right.
They don't want to let it go.
Firestorm. They wanted Blue Devil and what was it? Black Lightning.
Yeah.
Who I was gonna say Black Vulcan. Yo man, super friends.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Vixen didn't get selected, man. Vixen was on the other Justice League back when Bendis was doing it.
Yeah.
That was a great team.
It was.
Vixen's cool.
Zatanna, I like her.
Yeah, but she's involved.
She's in Justice League Dark though.
No, she was actually kicked out.
Well, yeah, she was arguing with Martian Manhunter, right?
Yeah.
And then, did you see like all the JLA sending him secret messages like, hang up on his ass. We got this. Like, come with us.
That was
and they're like, okay, that was good.
Yeah.
Speaking of Martian Manhunter.
Actually, she was on the phone with Constantine, but yeah.
Oh, is that who that was?
Yeah.
That was the case?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that. We'll get to Constantine. All right, before we get to how badass Martian Manhunter is, best part about Justice League, obviously, is the Captain Marvel backup story.
It is.
Where, like, first of all, Black Adam, who was one of my favorite villains, I've always kind of... He's like the Doctor Doom of DC, He's like was the ruler of Kandak before.
Yeah, he means well, but he's just very horrible about it.
He's a nasty bastard.
Yeah.
He's throwing fucking trucks around Fawcett City, waiting for Shazam to show up.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna kill you.
And it was done well, drawn gorgeously.
Gary Frank is the man.
A whole different part of town. The orphans are all talking. You see little cars in the background.
They're like, is that a
awesome.
bus? So cool. And Billy Batson is like, well, fuck him. He's looking for Shazam. I'm gonna be me and not have to deal with this. And all of his like other little orphan brothers and sisters are like, well, you got it. People are dying, man. You know, you've got about 5 seconds worth of experience with your powers. Go fight the guy who's 5,000 years old, has been at this for a while. You can do this. And he's like, no. I'm gonna go give my powers to somebody else. So he gets on the train that took him to the Wizard's, Rock of Eternity. Meanwhile, that was a spell cast on the train. He's gonna wind up on Fifth Avenue. And we can get out like,
Major Battle Times Square.
That didn't work. I'm just waiting for this story to carry over into the main
book?
heart of the book. Like, this has been my reason for buying Justice League for probably the past 12 issues or so.
Damn.
I buy it for the 6 fucking pages that I get out of Captain Marvel, and then I'm like, it's over till next month. Don't judge me.
Too late.
Justice League of America 2. I'm actually surprised I'm liking this. I did not go into this thinking I was going to enjoy it.
I like the story, the art, surprisingly, because I usually love Finch. It's
He's very sketchy.
It's
I
not
admit.
his best.
I kind of I like Martian Manhunter's costume, but I'm really digging what they're doing with Manhunter.
Martian Manhunter's on point. I still can't stand his whole vibe thing.
What don't you like about Vibe? And I'm not reading his
Just
solo
League of
issue.
America's vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm reading in the main book, they're like everybody doesn't really like him. Like all of America is cool with everybody else, but not him.
He's a cheesy little shit.
He's a kid with a superpower. He's the Shocker.
Yeah, and
Shocker. He's the Shocker.
They're making him very important power-wise to the whole Marvel multiverse.
Yeah, because
he's going to have issues with the Flash because
right.
the Flash could travel
vibrate
also,
through fucking time and everything, and he's going to be able to stop that or whatever.
It's too much to give to a fucking character and nobody give a fuck about.
Whatevs. It's slow to start. They're still trying to build up this whole government intrigue thing, and Steve Trevor is talking to Green Arrow, and Green Arrow's telling him he got his ass kicked by Batman, and you're wondering if he's hallucinating because he's kind of seeing like a metal Batman.
Which is what the creators of Justice League of America want. They want this team to fight the Justice League.
Right.
And hearing that, they're like, okay, cool, that's what you made for, let's go.
So do you think this whole... Now, the last page of which is while they're in the jungle looking for this secret society, we see robot versions of Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman.
Ivo's creations, yeah.
Now, do you think that's made by Amanda Waller? Is this a test run for them?
No, I think they're fucking around and getting too close to the secret society, which is awesome because it's being done so fucking well. And that's going to affect them, and hopefully secret society wins. I like when villains win.
I want to see who's in the secret society.
I do too.
All we're getting is Scarecrow, some dude who looks disturbingly like the Joker.
Yes.
But not.
No, he's not a Joker.
I'm really interested in this, and I'm gonna keep going on this. I'm surprised I'm liking it, but I like the plot line. America being the eternal world good guy, and we gotta fucking make sure that everything's running as smoothly as we want it to. Well, what if the Justice League goes rogue? We need a team that's gonna take them down. Hence, the Justice League of America. I like that concept.
What if JLA goes rogue?
Well, then I'm sure that's a storyline that they got cooked up. Wait for it. Because now this is going to lead to Trinity War, which is like this other, war between Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. I don't know a lot about it yet.
I don't know either about it. Yeah.
I haven't looked anything up. I'm just kind of waiting for it,
Yeah, same here.
But Martian Manhunter's got a little backup story where he's one of the CIA agents in charge of guarding the president, and he's talking about how he does all of these security measures they have in place to protect the White House against superheroes, and he just mentally connects with everybody in the building and just lets an assassin walk right into the Oval Office and try to kill the president.
He said all he used was basic telepathy.
Yep. He's like, I'm not even going to bother telling you how I did this. Just, I'm way better than any security measures they have in place. And this guy goes to shoot the president, and all of a sudden you see these fingers come through his fucking head. And then Martian Manhunter he turns from the CIA agent into the alien. And by the way, his costume is way cool with the fucking dark navy and shit.
Yeah. Even the design of his features and shit.
Yeah, he looks a lot more like
dented
Martian
skull
with
with
the
a little
pointy head
slitsy in
and
the
shit.
side and shit. Yeah.
So cool, and he's like, Mr. President, you need us.
He deserves a good maxi series.
Something. Give me
just for adults though.
anything.
'cause he's
You want,
obviously,
like a Vertigo title, something.
Probably, yeah. Something that delves into the dark side of shit he does. Because if he's in people's minds, and if he's willing to jam his hand through somebody's fucking skull.
They're going through a lot. They're giving him a lot more leeway as far as like what his power levels could be.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that in this book more so than I've ever seen it before, and it's making me really interested in the character.
Really?
Like I never really gave a shit about Martian
You
Manhunter.
want to buy his first appearance?
I have it already.
course
Detective
you do.
Comics
I'm
225.
sorry I
He's
questioned
intriguing,
you.
Martian Manhunter.
Like the only time I ever remember anything like that, and I'm pretty sure it was during Flashpoint when all of the rogues and everybody killed him stupidly. But like he's fucking up everybody, and he's like, "Why don't you people realize or remember or something? I'm as strong as Superman."
Yeah, I remember that. I don't think it was Flashpoint. I think it was before that. But I remember.
I'm sorry, not Flashpoint. Identity Crisis.
Yeah,
no, fucking whatever the dumb Grant Morrison shit is. I can't even think no more. Final Crisis. That's
Yeah,
what I think
yeah,
it was.
I think he just lifts up a whole building or some shit like that. He's always been incredibly powerful. They even teased at it when he was.
But they never really went into so much of his mental powers as well.
They always fuck around with this and that, but they always go back to the whole "I'm afraid of fire" pussy shit.
Oh, they still
Yeah.
have that? I was about to ask.
Yeah, fire is always gonna be his shit.
Yeah, well, everybody
Whole
needs
planet
something.
burned up on it, right? I'll be scared.
Then you get over it, right? Therapy, something.
Real quick before we get to at least my book of the week, Nightwing and Catwoman were another set of requiems for Robin.
I like Nightwing, but he's going to Chicago.
I know. To go after Tony Zuko, who's apparently alive out of the blue.
And mind you, he's kind of sort of involved with his daughter.
So, yeah. He's fucking around with the girl whose dad killed his parents. That is a clusterfuck waiting to happen.
That is some serious therapy right there.
Now, you read Catwoman.
Mm-hmm.
So did I.
I hated 15 and 16, 17 and 18. They fixed it. Thank
Okay.
God, because I hated it. She goes on a lot of like gigs, like different.
Yeah, what the
she
fuck was
steals-
that about?
She needs money. Got to
Yeah, she
fence
does,
stuff.
but
so-
I mean,
But someone's sending her like on these bad jobs, and I didn't like one of the jobs they sent her on was like supernatural and weird, and I don't think Catwoman should deal with any of that shit.
That's how I feel about Batman.
So
yeah, she fucked around. She stole the Black Diamond
like,
Eclipsos.
See, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
But I didn't like that. But they fixed it. Finally, it's got a little normal with 17 and 18.
Went back to Gotham, and she stole a bunch of paintings from a museum. And Batman's still fucking fucked up over the death of his son. You know?
And he liked those paintings. Those paintings belong to Gotham.
So considering he knows who took it. He could return that back to where it belongs. He can't bring back his son, even though technically we have the Lazarus Pit. But let's not go there.
Give it time. They will.
So he goes after Catwoman, and they really go at it. Like
I thought he was gonna punch her in the face.
like yeah, like she's
He like
bruised
kicked her
up
off her
afterward.
bike. She fell like she was bleeding, and you see he's gonna like punch her, and he punches like next to her, and she looks scared, like she thought he was gonna punch her
Her
in the
helmet
face.
all dented in and shit,
Messed
and
up
you
her
know
helmet.
they
They had a moment though.
have a special relationship. I mean, they fucked the first issue.
I know, I remember that.
That was like.
I
big
felt like
news.
they just did that to get everyone on board Catwoman because it was gonna suck for
They
a
did
couple
that,
of
and
issues.
then she went off and she started dating some other fucking crook, and they need to just tone
She's
down
not
the.
dating anybody. She's
She
just
fucked some
running
other dude
around.
earlier on in this series, and I'm
She's
like,
hanging out with Steve Trevor in Justice League of America.
yeah, but I
stole
understand
his
that,
wallet.
and that's cool, because he was spurned by Wonder Woman, and she
They do
was
that
spurned
comparison panel.
by Batman. So it's like, okay, I
Yeah.
can dig that. That's
Whatever.
cool.
She was just running around thieving, and she hooked up with this guy. Whatever. They went on gigs together.
I understand that, but
It was
they
convenient.
need to be careful from making their female characters too hoish.
Well, I don't know if they're still gonna make Catwoman a prostitute or not. So.
Yeah, like Power Girls, like she's always almost somewhat kind of skanky-ish,
Uh-huh.
and I thought they were trying to clean her up, but
Is she still Supergirl from the other world, or is she
she's
just Power?
Supergirl from another world. And
What's
actually,
up with Supergirl? You wanted to discuss that too.
Supergirl's dealing with the ass whooping she got from
Hell.
the poisoning she got
Yeah.
from kryptonite. So she was actually like orbiting the sun, recharging and powering, healing up. So she comes back to Earth, and her powers are somehow getting fucked up. But so's Karen Starr, Power Girls. So that's going to be discussed, shown, explained. Hopefully.
Is this like a good jump-on point if you were to get into Supergirl?
Yes, right now, yeah.
Okay.
This issue.
Okay, that's 18, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. What about Batwoman? You wanted to talk about that one too.
What the fuck happened? Okay, all right. She's going around. She's working with this organization called DEO or something like that, and she's basically being used. and it sucks. Mr. Freeze is in it. She wants to catch her some of Mr. Freeze's tech. Batman shows up and Batman's like, no, my villain, my shit. So she ends up breaking it, gives him half and gives half to her people and shit like that. And there's just issues she's dealing with, obviously. She has a sidekick, which I think is a cousin.
I thought that was her girlfriend.
No, her girlfriend's a detective.
The detective, right.
Yes.
Does she know she's Batwoman?
Yes.
Okay. Because that would be kind of hard.
I like it, but
I was reading Batwoman, I was enjoying it, and I kind of trailed off after a while. Because that was like the first arc was supernatural, and that just didn't belong to me. You know, I really liked the artwork, so I stuck with it.
there's
I don't know
like
much about
tension
Wonder
between
Woman,
her and
so it's
Batman
okay.
that needs to be resolved. Like she needs to understand that she's not.
I find it fascinating that she
scared.
wears a wig when she's Batwoman.
You have to, which fucking makes sense.
It's
Like
a good
she
idea.
wears a wig and her hair is really short red.
Yeah.
Fucking
plan.
Batwoman doesn't. Batgirl doesn't. Spoiler did it when she was Robin, and fucking she's a blonde. I mean, really, it's easy to find you. Common sense. But anyways,
It's a good point.
yeah.
So I'm going to move on to my surprise book of the week, and we're going to end the show with Constantine #1.
Really, so book of the week.
I enjoyed this
Wow.
shit so well. And I'll tell you what parts I did enjoy. Now, I don't know a lot about the character himself. I never read the Vertigo issues, but I know you did, so you can...
I didn't read everything,
But you're probably more familiar with him than I am.
Yes.
But I know he did appear in Rot World, and Animal Man and Swamp Thing, and that kind of led me into, all right, let me give Constantine a shot, because he was kind of this sarcastic asshole in those books.
he was in Swamp Thing, the new Swamp Thing.
Not in the new one, in the previous issue in 17. He showed up. And he was in like
interesting.
15, 16, 17, give or take.
That's interesting
give or
because
take.
his first appearance
Yeah.
is in the saga of Swamp Thing.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh, have to
On
look
the
into it.
37.
Yes, I'm going to look for it.
Of course you are.
But basically, it kind of read like a Dresden File book, which I know we've been enjoying.
Yes.
And it was... Wish I had a magic spell for that. He's basically like somebody's fucking around with magic, and I'm gonna have to go stop it. And they're talking about this like magic compass that's been broken up into 3 pieces. So it's kind of already, I'm getting to feel like it's a role-playing game. Like he's got to find these 3 pieces of this mystical item, put them back together before this other evil fucking wizard does. And they show
Zatara.
Zatara, yes.
Yeah.
He's dead, and his
His
been
friends, his
taken
cohorts
over
of a whole
by
group.
this evil force.
Yeah.
And all of his other good wizard friends were killed and have been taken over by whatever kind of evil magic, because that's what happens. Magic has a price to pay. So when you possibly, one of these prices is, depending on what spells you're casting, when you die, like some fucking darkness is just going to get you. And apparently, one of these guys, his daughter, is after this magic compass.
Sargon the Sorcerer, of course.
I don't know who that is.
You know who that is? I have his hero click.
All right,
That
cool.
was kind of cool.
Zargon?
His daughter in it. It's
Sargon.
Sargon the Sorcerer.
Sargon.
It's like an old school
Now
character.
His daughter-
Sargana.
Yeah,
She
some
was
shit like
just
that.
Sargon too, I think.
Oh, she was a Sargon
Yeah,
sorceress.
sorceress,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So now she's after this compass, and she has her father's power. She's a lot more of a bitch than he was.
Behind her, so
Constantine, all throughout the first half of this book, has this buddy who's like, I guess, in tune with the magical properties or whatever, and he's just like, John, make it stop, it hurts, man, make it stop.
I think he was drawn to this compass. Like he
Yeah,
went up
for
the
some
compass.
reason. And the shit that really made me go, oh, fuck, cheese. She wraps him up in this fucking spell that is like demon chains. It's just constricting.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's gonna pop him in half like a fucking plastic bag
Like, this is
if you
painful.
don't give me that needle, the needle of the compass. And he was like, and he knows he cannot give this to her because she's evil and this is a very powerful item. And he's like, I'm sorry, Chris. I told you the pain was gonna stop eventually. And he fucking dips on him. He disappears, and his kid's like, and even the fucking bitch sorcerer was like, he fucking dipped on him. He said,
They blew up the place.
he just left
Yeah,
you.
that's one thing.
Oh well, I'm a man. I'm a woman of my word. And the panel is a big splash page. This guy's exploding everywhere, and I'm just like, he left his buddy there.
that's one thing I've always known about Constantine. He's
That's
a
some
bastard.
fucking balls, man.
He's just a bastard.
He just does what needs to be done and don't think.
I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
it's a tough read because I know he's British, and in my head I have to hear him British, so I have to figure out who's talking, and then if I read a panel that he's saying something, but I read it American, I gotta go back and read it British. Yo, motherfucker, you read your shit in alphabetical order.
no, but
Don't
that's
you
worse.
dare!
That's fucking far worse.
No, that is not worse.
Yes, it is.
He wants the full
reading
experience.
it, going back to read something because the
You
accent
can't
was
listen to me.
off.
Listen
it's
to
a lot
me
worse
talk.
than putting shit in alphabetical numerical company order.
Listen to me talk. If I turn around and said this fucking bloke is an idiot, I can't do that. I can't. Listen, mate. Why don't we just go have some brews? I can't carry that. But if I'm reading that like I just read it to myself, I gotta go back and say, "Hey, mate, let's go have some beers." Or something like that. I do a horrendous
That's
British
totally
accent.
Australian.
What the fuck?
I don't get hung up.
Listen,
on
if I
accents.
hear it, I can do it. I didn't hear it. Everything turns out Irish if I don't hear it. Because that's the one accent I can do readily. Because I drink a lot of fucking Jameson. And Tullamore Dew. And every other Irish whiskey. Knob Castle's good too. What the fuck, man? I should pour yourself a shot and switch
Oh,
Betty Aiken.
shit.
Well, your Irish is good.
The Irish is good. The Irish is good. I've realized that if I want to do Scottish, I just have to try and talk and swallow my tongue at the same time. It's kind of like Sean Connery, you know?
You're doing a good Sean Connery.
Thank you. Either way, but we all have our idiosyncrasies, man.
You have many.
Hey. That about does it for our show this week, guys. You know the drill. Hit us up. questions@petesbasement.com. Let us know what you thought. Let us know what you're reading. Did you pick up anything on one of our recommendations? Did you like it, or are we assholes forever talking about it? We love hearing from you guys. That's why we do this. We'll see you next week.
When did Waterboy come before or after that?
Waterboy was before it.
Fucking bastard, go paint a new one.
David Letterman does that all the time with the top 10 list. He tosses it out the window, and that's how I feel when I toss the fucking color box.
You make it look like he's tossing out the window. They just play the sound effect.
He tosses an empty card. He doesn't toss a key part of equipment that you use every week.
No. Freaks me out every time you do that, especially now I know what it means. Ugh.
That hand thing? Why are
Yeah.
you doing that to him?
Because he's weird.
I did it just to fuck with him. But now that he knows what it means, even though it wasn't that intent, now it's just that face. Do that face towards her.
I have to turn this way because that's got to be like I'm looking at Ramon.
Anyway, we're all clapped in, so you gotta deal with it.
Doesn't feel the same way, like looking this way.
I was in the freezer the other day. I found some vanilla ice cream, and I was like, yeah, it's a Pepsi, no, ice cream. And I sat on my couch like a fat bastard and watched the Tonight Show with a fucking Pepsi float. Whatever. What? Vanilla and cream? It's like a double vanilla bomb!
Thank you.
The boiling birch beer
What do
soda
I
is
have?
like the best soda fun.
The Mad Bomber with bombs at midnight!
Do this now. Yeah. Okay, what fucking nuts? What? You need to invest in some different underwear or some shit.
What?
Or underwear. Oh, it stopped.
What?
Oh, fuck!